The wind had been howling since dusk, a constant low scream rolling through the spruce trees like something alive. In Alaska, storms come fast and mean, and when they arrive, you learn quickly how small you really are. The cabin sat alone, buried deep in the wilderness, miles from the nearest road, a single yellow light glowing against an ocean of black forest. It was supposed to be a quiet retreat. A week away from people, phones, and noise. Just solitude, snow, and silence. That was the plan. By the third night, something felt wrong. It started with the sounds. Heavy footsteps far outside the cabin, slow and deliberate, circling just beyond the treeline. At first, it was easy to explain away. Moose roam these parts. Bears too, though they should have been hibernating. But these steps didn't match any animal I'd ever heard. They weren't random. They weren't clumsy. They were controlled, purposeful, like something walking upright and thinking. I remember standing near the window, peering through the frost-covered glass, my breath fogging the pain. The storm muted everything, swallowing sound, but every now and then, the steps broke through. Crunch, pause, crunch, pause, always stopping just out of sight. Always watching. That's when the smell hit. A thick, rotten stench seeped through the cabin, like wet fur mixed with decay and old blood. It clung to the air and made my eyes water. I checked the stove, the vents, even stepped outside briefly with a flashlight. The beam cut through the snow, revealing nothing but swirling white and endless trees. No tracks, no movement, just the smell lingering, heavy and wrong. I locked the door. Around midnight, the knocking began. Not banging, not scratching, knocking. 3 slow, deliberate taps against the cabin wall. Then silence. My heart hammered so hard I thought it might give me away. I stood frozen, listening, counting the seconds. When nothing happened, I told myself it was the wind throwing debris. I tried to believe it. Then the knock came again. Louder, closer. This time, from the door. The entire cabin creaked as something leaned against it. The wood groaned under immense weight. I grabbed my rifle, hands shaking so badly I could barely hold it steady. The door handle rattled once. Twice. Whatever was outside knew exactly where to push. A deep growl rolled through the door, low and vibrating, not like any animal call I recognized. It wasn't a threat, it was a warning. The power went out. In the darkness, the growl turned into a scream. High, piercing, and filled with rage. It echoed through the trees, shaking snow loose from the roof. Then came the impact. The cabin jolted violently as something slammed into the wall, hard enough to knock pictures off the shelves. Another hit followed, then another, each one stronger than the last. I could hear its breathing now. Heavy, wet, and furious. Claws scraped along the logs, dragging slowly, like it was savoring the moment. Then the window shattered. Glass exploded inward, spraying across the floor. A massive hand reached through the broken frame, fingers long and black, ending in thick, curved claws. The arm was covered in dark, matted hair, streaked with ice and snow. I fired without thinking. The shot deafened me in the small space. The hand vanished with an enraged roar that made my ears ring. The cabin shook as the creature moved. Fast, too fast for something that big. It slammed into the door again, cracking the frame. Wood splintered. Snow poured in through the gaps. I could see its silhouette now through the broken window. Towering, broad, easily 8 feet tall. Its eyes reflected the flashlight beam, glowing a dull yellow, locked onto me with terrifying intelligence. This wasn't an animal. It charged. The door burst inward in a storm of wood and snow. The smell hit me full force, overwhelming and suffocating. The creature filled the doorway, hunched to fit inside, shoulders brushing the frame. Its face was a nightmare. Flat nose, wide mouth filled with uneven, stained teeth. Its lips pulled back in a snarl that showed hatred, not hunger. I fired again and again. Bullets tore into its chest, its shoulder, its arm. It roared but didn't fall. Instead, it swung. The force of the blow sent me flying into the wall. Pain exploded through my ribs. The rifle skidded across the floor. I remember crawling, dragging myself toward the back room. The creature smashed furniture aside like toys, growling, breathing hard. Then, suddenly, it stopped. It tilted its head, listening. In the distance, faint but unmistakable, came the sound of a helicopter. Search and rescue. Someone must have noticed the storm, the mist check in. The creature snarled, rage twisting its face. It took one last step toward me, leaned down, and locked eyes with me. There was no confusion in its gaze. No fear, only promise. Then it turned and vanished into the storm, melting into the trees as if it had never been there. They found me hours later. The cabin was destroyed, walls caved in, door ripped from its hinges. Deep claw marks carved into the logs, far too large to be from any known animal. I told them everything, the sounds, the smell, the thing that attacked me. They called it shock, hypothermia, a bear driven mad by the storm. But bears don't knock, and they don't watch you from the trees, waiting for the right moment to strike.